Hello and welcome to Maths with Jacob. This lesson will focus on significant figures. A knowledge of significant figures is required when we are doing any type of measurement using instruments. It is important to know what degree of accuracy is required when we are measuring something. Instruments have varying degrees of accuracy depending on the instrument being used. There are four very important rules for significant figures. Let's look at the first one. Non-zero digits are always significant whenever they occur. So let's look at four examples. Those three digits are significant because they are non-zero. Doesn't matter whether there is a decimal point or not. They are non-zero digits, hence there are three significant figures. Here we have 5 digits, therefore we have 5 significant figures. Notice there's a decimal point. Here we do not see any decimal points, but there are still 4 significant figures because they're non-zero digits. And here we have 7 significant figures, all non-zero digits. Rule 2. Zeros which occur between non-zero digits are always significant. Let's look at some examples. Here we have 4708. That 0 occurs between the 7 and the 8, so it is significant. And we know that all the non-zero digits are significant, so we have 4 significant figures. Over here we have 3 zeros in between the 7 and the 1. They are all significant, so altogether we have 6 significant figures. Over here we have a 0 between the 3 and the 6, 2 zeros between the 6 and the 5. Altogether we have 7 significant figures. All the non-zero digits and all the zeros, because they are between whole numbers. So that has 7 significant figures. Over here we have all these zeros between the 9 and the 3. They're all significant. Therefore we have 8 significant figures. Now it becomes a little bit tricky. However, if we follow the rule, we shouldn't have any problems. Zeros which occur before non-zero digits are never significant. Such zeros are not between non-zero digits. They are called leading zeros. Let's look at these examples. Here are zeros which occur before this non-zero digit. They are not between whole numbers. They are not significant, so we've only got 2 significant figures, those 2 there. Over here we've got 4 zeros. They occur before the 8. They are not significant. There are 3, see here, 3 significant figures. Over here we have all these zeros occurring before the 9. They are not between any whole numbers. They're not significant. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Those 2 zeros are significant because they occur between non-zero digits. So there are 6 significant figures. And over here, those 2 zeros are not significant. However, the 3 and the 2 are, and all the zeros in between. There are 10 significant figures. Rule 4. This can be the trickiest of all, but again, just follow the rule and you'll have no problems. Zeros which occur after non-zero digits are sometimes significant. We need to look carefully for the presence of a decimal point. These zeros are called trailing zeros. Let's look at the examples. Here we have 2 zeros occurring after the 4. We do not see a decimal point anywhere. Those 2 zeros are not significant. Therefore we have 2 significant figures, the 9 and the 4. Those 3 zeros occur after the 9. There is a decimal point. We're allowed to do that. Hence, because there's a decimal point, those 3 zeros become significant. There are 6 significant figures. Over here we have 4 zeros after the decimal point. The zeros occur after a whole number, but because there's a decimal point, 8 significant figures. They are significant. This number here, we have all these zeros. We have a decimal point plus another zero, all occurring after the 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 significant figures because of the decimal point. This is an interesting one. You would think we'd have a lot of significant figures here, but we don't. We only have one. All these zeros occur after the 7. There's no decimal point, so it's one significant figure. And look at the difference a decimal point makes. Because you have a decimal point here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 significant figures. So this video has introduced the idea of significant figures, and we've seen 4 separate rules to help us decide whether the figures are significant or not. You have to read the rule very carefully and you have to know it very well.